me, Jill Gillespie, and I'm back again for part 5, just one, part 5 of our practice at our desk through our office yoga. And I'm sure by now you have watched something and you kind of understand how we get started. And so for our movement today, we're going to stand up. And we'll start seated, and we'll talk a little bit about things happening with our desk itself and just some movement we can practice just to get out of our seat a little bit too, very gently at first, but good practice for our bodies as we grow up and our bodies start to make their decline into its next phase. Something that we can do is we can keep movement in our bodies to keep the muscles going, keep the bones strong and things like that. And so I'll just do some simple movements today to kind of encourage that and also just give us a change of perspective again. I love changing perspectives. So as you're ready, we can start to find our comfortable seat like usual. Maybe pushing away from the desk, letting the feet out. Since we're preparing to stand, you may want to spend a moment here pointing and flexing the foot. You may not be in bare feet depending on your setup where you're practicing. If you are barefoot or in your stocking feet, you can even spread the toes apart. Just find a little bit of free movement and wiggling here. And then we'll center. So here, resting both of the feet flat on the floor, adjusting your seat, your props maybe under or behind you so you can find that nice tall seat. I like to scoot a little forward so I'm not leaning back, but if your back is tired, then scoot all the way back so your butt and your back are all the way on the back of the chair. So like not this, but like all the way back. Okay. And we'll start to find our focus. And so you might rest down your eyes if you're able, or you can find that spot in the room that you can use as your anchor for your focus. Sending your breath and your energy toward that again. Continuing our practice of deepening the breath. Continuing our practice of finding softness where we experience gripping. And we remember through this series that we are something beyond our job at this desk. That this is a part of our current existence, our job, our tasks that we do at work. But we are separate of it. It is not us, it's not our identity. We have people who love us. We even have coworkers that love us, but other people outside of these jobs too. Who know the wholeness of our being, our ups, our downs. Who know more of our existence than our job does. And hopefully we can find the strength and the courage to set the boundaries between this kind of work experience and the rest of our life experience. Because the people that love us deserve some time with us, and we deserve time with them. We'll take a couple of big deep breaths. Inhaling and letting it go. One more. And so if you're not currently facing your table, you might turn and face your table, your desk, your workstation. And so here we'll start to practice creating space on our desk so it can help us move. And so if you need to make a little bit of room, maybe set your keyboard away or scoot your laptop back. Give yourself just a little bit of room, maybe shoulder width of room if you can get it, but you know, you'll take what you can get. And so give yourself enough room so that your chair is far enough away that you can get out of it, but you can still plant your hands on your desk, okay? And so before we fully get up, we'll start to transfer some weight into our feet. And so you can use the table or your desk for support as you start to kind of hinge forward and let your heels, let the balls of your toes take on some of your pressure here. We'll take a breath, and then we'll inhale, we'll sit up. And then we'll shift a little forward again, exhale. And then we'll sit up. And now here we'll walk the feet a little bit closer, and then we'll lean. And so maybe the heels will come up and you'll lean more into the balls of your toes as you lean forward. And then we'll sit up. Okay, let's do that one more time. Now here what we're going to do is to get out of our seat, we're going to really root our feet into the ground and press the ground away. And as we start to press the ground away, you may start to feel a little bit of activation on the bottom of your leg, around the bottom of your butt. And so we can try this one leg at a time. So we'll pick a leg, and then we'll start to root in and press the ground away just on that one leg. And then exhale and soften. Now we'll switch and we'll do that with the other leg. So I've got the foot back out again here, and I'm pushing the ground away and finding that energetic action all the way up my leg here. Okay, and then we'll soften down. And so now we'll try both at the same time. And so we'll practice this pushing of the feet, both the feet in, and you can do it just a little bit, pulsing it and feeling kind of the butt tense up, and you lift a little bit off your seat as you do that, right? And so if you're not in a place where you can actually get up, you can still press your hands into the desk, you can press your feet into the floor, and just press everything away and find length and extension here. We'll take a couple of breaths and we'll soften. We'll do that one more time. Pressing hands and feet, lifting, pretending you're about to march right into the office to tell them what's on your mind. And then breathing and letting go. So now here, we kind of got some of our body woken up here. And so we'll start to come out of our chair. And so here again, you can use the table for support, and you can walk your feet to wherever you have that support under your body. And then as you're ready, really again, pushing into the ground, really squeezing up through the top of the leg into the butt and coming up, straightening the legs. And then I'm going to continue kind of squeezing and kind of curling the hips in. So see how my chair is rolled away? So pay attention to your chair, okay? And then we'll start to slowly soften back into it. Then we're going to do that a couple more times. Really leaning in, starting to lean out of the chair, and then driving the feet and the hands in and pushing up. As straight as your legs want to go, really letting that extra squeeze right at the bottom of the butt lift you up. And then watching for your chair and sitting back down. This time we might come up all the way up onto our tiptoes, okay? And so go ahead and get ready. And then push in, lift up, maybe up to the tiptoes. And now this time we'll stay up and we'll set the heels down and we'll lift one and then the other. So we'll just kind of pedal it out. If you feel good and balanced here, you might take your hands off the table and just kind of relax into this little dance here. If you like the balance support, you can spin the chair around and hang on to it. I don't rely on this particular chair too much because it can slide away at any moment. Yay, broken chair. And then we'll find our center and we'll relax. And we'll stop here in this standing position. Again, letting both the feet root into the earth. And so if you'd like to stand for a while you work, and that's available to you, what gets tiring when you're standing is a couple of things. And so one thing that could be tiring, I'm going to scoot the chair, is when you make the choice to stand instead of sit, what can happen is we get into maybe like a repetitive kind of awkward stance where maybe as we get tired, we start to stand like this. And so that puts extra pressure on one of the hips and then nothing on the other, right? And so if you can think of keeping both your hips right under yourself and see if you can share that kind of that weight, that burden of standing with both of your feet. And it may even make sense to stand on padded flooring or rolled up blanket or something so you're not right flat on the floor. Maybe you're already wearing comfortable shoes or whatever. But here, we kind of want to create this rectangle of foundation here in the lower half of our body where our hips come down to our ankles and everything's kind of even on the top and bottom, right? And so you can soften your knees then too. You don't want to lock them out all the time. You want to keep them soft, okay? And so we have this neutral standing place here. And then the other thing, of course, is like, well, now all of my work is down here. And so you may have boxes, books, things sitting around near you where you can start to kind of build your desk up so that as you're standing, you can really keep the spine long and energy moving upward toward the ceiling of where you are as you work at your station. And so ideally, when you are on your keyboard or in whatever position your hands are holding the most, right, is that you'll want to keep them like not like this and maybe not like this, but like 90 degrees, just right out in front. And this is fairly neutral here. And then maybe close to eye level with whatever the thing is that you're looking at, okay? And so there's that softness and that uprightness. And then if you're not, if you don't want to change your whole desk just to stand up for a couple minutes, you can also stand in your power here And imagine yourself growing taller, head rising. Finding the breaths again. Taking the shoulders, really shrugging them up and softening them down. Softening or lifting them up and then softening them down. And in this place, you become aware of, okay, so this position that Jill made me stand in, how's it feeling? And so for some of us, keeping our toes straight forward is a lot of rotation that doesn't feel good in our legs. And so you always have that option if you need to step out, either stepping the heels out or the toes out or both. And again, really finding that place that feels equal and feels powerful, as if you could stand like this all day and nobody would knock you over. Because it's just work. They don't need to be able to knock you over, all right? And so we can spend a few breaths here in this powerful place, letting our arms rest wherever is comfortable. Or you can come back to seated whenever you're ready. Remember your power. You deserve to have life that is not just with work as your identity. You are a full person, a full, powerful person. Peace.